All right. We're back. That was, who did I play? Holly Williams. That song was called Drinkin', which is what everybody's going to be doing this holiday weekend. And I'm not.
Starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow at noon probably is when I think most of that stuff kicks off, right? All right, so we have one more round of announcements to reveal for Liberty Music Fest. Again, the festival is going to be happening August 20th to the 24th at Finnegan's Wake here in Philadelphia. You can go check it out at libertymusicfest.com. Last round, ready? Liz DeLise, In the Presence of Wolves, Survey Says, Kate Mills, ooh, my phone's ringing, Paige.
Paige Albritton.
Albritton, who I always say her last name wrong. I don't know why. I'm sorry, Paige. Mile Marker Zero, Steve Fote, East of the West, Satellites Fall, the Currys from Florida, who I adore, Montgomery Streets, who were just on a radio show like 2 weeks ago. Also amazing. Audio Revival, Black Dirty, Pistol Shot Gypsy, Foxtrot, and the Get Down. All Right Junior, Matt Santry, our buddy who's been helping us out with pairings on the Parkway, Thursdays at Sister Cities Park here in Philadelphia. Tony DeSimone, and The Diffused. And that's round one. We've announced everyone. Round one of who's going to be performing at Liberty Music Fest. More names to come. Right?
Another 20 more bands, I'd say.
About another 20 more. From what I hear, are phenomenal. I haven't listened to all of them yet, but it's going to be exciting. I am very much looking forward to it. It is going to be a very fun-filled 4 days of festivities. Again, official Philly Broad Street Music Group, Freedom Events, all partaking. Thanks to our sponsors, SSA Music, Unclaimed Bands, Paster, Uber. Who am I missing? Mirror Image, Star Hill Brewery. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Of course, that mag exponent, all that fun stuff. Great. Moving on. Stealing Fame is here. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Welcome back. I actually said this in the beginning of the show that this was kind of a redo because we were just a bunch of fuck-ups the first time that you were here, and things didn't go very smoothly from a technical standpoint. I was still brilliant. So was Dante. It was just the microphones did not want to work.
That's what she's trying to tell me.
That was, actually, I was not being very subtle at all. That was directly directed towards Brian. We wanted to have you back in because I just felt like we couldn't get out the greatness that is Stealing Fame in that radio interview. So it was important to have you come back. And it actually worked out to be perfect timing, quite honestly, because your new CD is available now.
Yes, available right now from us. That's the only way to actually get it currently, as from the band. So it's like really good to come out to our shows so you can actually purchase the CD, like the hard case, and you get to see the great artist work that's done.
And it's all shrink wrapped and pretty and perfect.
Yes, of course.
The front cover, the photo that you have on the front cover is really awesome, and that's all 3 band members.
Yep.
In just like this cool, I don't even know, like what that. It almost at first I thought you were underwater, but I don't think that that's it.
No, it's light, right?
It's like light glass.
It's
right?
like we're being turned into glass, kind of like being destroyed, like Destruction of Man, kind of so dissolving. That you can't see the full photos on the front cover there, but on our website you can actually see the full photos of us.
The full photos. It's very, very cool. And so the other 2 band members that couldn't be with us, we'll just say hello to them. Do you want to announce them? Just say their names so everybody knows who's all comprises Stealing Fame.
We have the drummer Scott Berry, and we have our bass player Rob Kahn.
All right, so we're sorry they couldn't be here, but oh well, you're here, and that's just as good.
Yes.
So the CD official release party was just this past weekend, correct? It was on Saturday.
It was at the Grape Room, actually. Yeah.
And how did it go? Because we were dying
it was amazing. We had 3 other bands there: The Pass, Mesmera, and Audio Spunk. It was just a great turnout. The place was packed. We played a little longer set because it was our show initially.
Right.
But it was just phenomenal. It was really...
Any like exciting, interesting stories from the evening? Anything crazy happen? Did you fall on your face or anything?
No, nothing crazy.
No celebration?
No celebration, stage diving, nothing like that?
No, nothing like that, no.
That's probably a good thing. Just for the record. Are you familiar with Iggy Azalea, the rapper?
Yes.
The blonde head. She's like making waves right now. You know how she got famous, actually.
No, I don't know.
The reason that this girl became famous is because she was doing an interview and came out and said that while she was diving, that guys were like feeling her up, like literally fingering her while she's stage diving. Oh. She said this in an interview. It went viral, and within a week or two, her song was #1. I'm not even kidding. That's a true story.
No one figured you.
You
gotta
look
start doing that, I guess.
Right? It's totally true.
Sure,
story.
that happened to me.
Right.
This is gonna go viral now, right?
You will be right. We'll make this viral, and then you'll be famous. No, but I'm serious. That really happened. You can look that up. It's totally crazy and insane to me, but that was absolutely a thing that happened. So we're going to repeat a lot of the questions that we talked about Nasty the first time because we're just starting fresh. So let's talk.
I probably don't even know what she asked.
And he doesn't know. So Brian, this will be a learning experience for him. Stealing Fame, the name of the band. Where did you come up with that?
It just kind of just came to me when we're trying to think of a good band name because originally we were the Michael Stoutinger Band, but I felt like
which is your name,
yeah, which is my name,
right?
And I felt like everyone's like, well, what about the other guys in your band? You have 2 other guys in your band. What about
screw them. No.
So anyway, I just thought I'll just change it because everyone always whines about it. So I was just like, I'll just do it. The band members didn't really care,
right?
But I just thought I'll just come up with a cool name. And I came up with Stealing Fame because I would think that we couldn't actually afford to pay for fame, so we'd steal it. It's kind of like that's
which
how the
is
name
probably most artists have to do it to some extent, right?
Uh-huh.
So other than the name change, the dynamic of the music, or
actually it did. We got a little heavier. Actually, we went more towards metal, kind of like screamy, but we still have our influences of rock, and there's still some pop in there too as well.
Well, you have to. I mean, pop is pop. It's radio, whatever. But I have to ask you though, Night Stalker.
Yes,
your song was one of the #1 songs, landing several indie movie soundtracks.
Yeah,
how did that happen for you guys? I mean, and there's more than it's like 2 or 3 different movies. What I was reading that you have that song is being featured on.
Yeah, to be honest, I really don't even know. It's like one of those like things that just kind of goes semi-viral, but it wasn't like too huge. But it's just like the one movie that I can recall is called Dead Walk. The guy actually contacted me and wanted to use it. It was like a horror film, and to be honest, I think some people got it off Xbox Live because it was doing real good on there. It was doing real good on Xbox Live, and so it was Had Enough, which was our old album. It was our old EP. But to be honest, I really don't even know how it happened.
You don't know where the Xbox Live fame came from?
That came from when I actually played online. Anytime I played online with new people, I would just send them a message with my link to my stuff, and every time it seemed to work pretty well.
So you're into the gaming scene?
A little bit.
Yeah. Philly Tech Week recently happened here in Philadelphia, and the Sierra Center up in Center City, Philadelphia, they did a life-size Tetris board on the side of the building that everybody got to play it. It was really cool. That's the extent of my gaming is Tetris, just for the record. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's all I got.
Gaming goes hand in hand, especially with the style of music that he's performing and listening to. So that kind of goes hand in hand. So one is...
Why don't we check out some music so that everybody can hear what we're talking about it? The new album we get to listen to stuff from.
Yes.
What do you think would be like the best song to play first?
I like number 3, Feel It.
Feel It?
Feel It.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and play that. It's self-titled, the album, correct? Stealing Fame?
No, it's actually called Destruction of Man. It's on the side. It's actually on the side there.
All right, I got it. All right, let's go ahead. Let's play the song. We'll be back. We'll talk more about the track, more about the rest of the music. We'll be back in just a second.
Between wrong and right, or just blurry lines. My control of where it's ending. Let's tear the roof off this motherfucking place and leave a hole where we're standing. Let the flames engulf everything and leave nothing for the taking. You feel it inside. You feel it inside. I feel it taking over me. You feel it taking over. You feel it inside. You feel it inside. I feel it taking over me. You feel it taking over.
All right, so we got a comment already in the chat room. What a good song. Very original. Haven't heard anything like this in a while. That was Girl on Fire 88.
Girl on Fire.
So shout out to her. Thank you, right? It's good to hear nice comments about the music when you're on the radio. That's always fun. So I had told you, I kind of give you the heads up, our question of the night tonight. Brian is much better at coming up with them. Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
Oh. Question of the night for anybody, and if you want to go in the chat room as well, just let us know, or you can tweet it to us at That Music Mag. What song do you want to sing when you're drunk as hell?
All right, Michael. It's your turn. You got to answer.
Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
That is a great one.
That's a great drunken singing song, right?
It is a great drunken
that one.
singing,
What's the other one?
Singing
What
song.
is it?
Which one? Pour Some Sugar on Me?
That one and
Sweet
good.
Caroline?
Sweet Caroline. That's it.
Don't Stop Believing.
Don't Stop Believing.
That's what I said. Journey. I said Journey.
Don't Stop Believing. Also a good one. There's like a ton of them. What's the one? Teenage Wasteland. The Who.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
know.
That's awesome. What else do I
I like to
sing?
sing that song regular, and that's just drunk.
Yeah, no, that's a good drunk song, though. It's definitely a good drunk song. I actually do sing a lot of Oasis. Don't Look Back in Anger.
You must
That's
hang out.
another
You must
fun.
hang out with my wife, I guess.
Why, is she an Oasis fan?
Yeah.
Well, she's from New Zealand.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, no, I love that song when I'm drunk. It's fantastic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the album.
Yes.
Destruction of Man. The song that you chose to play first was Feel It.
Yeah.
What is that song about?
It's just kind of dealing with emotions that are inside you. It's like, I guess, just like fighting what's kind of inside you, because it's like saying about dealing with your rage and stuff like that. And you can just kind of, the whole chorus is I feel it inside. Like it's just kind of coming out, and you trying to hold it back as much as possible.
You don't seem like the type that would be overcome by rage. You're so very calm.
Yeah.
That's what happens until the music hits you, and then
It's always the it's always the people that seem most calm are the ones that come angry all the time.
You're not, though, are you?
No.
Do you write all the music?
Yes, I do.
And the lyrics as well?
Yes.
So was there kind of a method to putting these tracks together? Did you have like a story to tell?
I wanted to, so I had the hardest time. I switched it like 20 million times because originally, like I had like Destruction of Man. I wanted it to be like everything kind of being destroyed, then slowly building back up. That's what all the stuff was, because there were some positive songs in there.
Right.
But then I just kind of went just like, I'll just go here. I want this there. I want that there. Just kind of went random in the end.
it's kind of like an old Alice Cooper way of doing something. When you put a record out, he always has a story within his songs.
Yeah.
And when he puts his songs in order, there's like a whole story to be told from song to song.
I feel like albums back in the day, though, that was the intentions, because you didn't have MP3s. You didn't have like the single,
Yeah.
really. I mean, you had cassette singles, but that didn't really count. But I think that most people, when they were putting
Singles.
singles, when they were putting albums together, the idea, but it's different now because we're more of a single-based culture.
I don't know.
I think so.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, does that depress you?
It depresses
Kind of.
me.
Because
Yeah.
if no one really thinks about it, there's so much work that goes into this kind of stuff, and it's just like I put so much consideration just by how the tracks were, but I think about like most people don't even care.
Yeah.
Like I like this song, whatever. Like, but if actually the few people that will like it are the ones that actually listen to lyrics. Like, I still think there's some people out there. I feel like that's like a lost like art too, is like really good lyrics. Because if like you listen to pop music nowadays, it's kind of just like I want to get drunk.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah,
Just
no,
like-
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's just
absolutely
like
true.
it's just like let's party, something that rhymes with party, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, something
right.
that rhymes with
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
That's actually the next song that we'll probably hear on the radio.
Yeah.
Where are you drawing your inspiration from for this album? And was there what got you inspired to do this destruction of man theme?
I don't know. I really like the song "Destruction of Man," and I feel like it's where our culture's kind of going right now. I feel like we are slowly destroying ourselves. I know that sounds so negative, but it's just like with the environment and our government and everything like that. It seems like if we continue on the path that we're going, we'll be slowly destroy ourselves. I try to make that sound as not as bad.
As apocalyptic as
I
it
know.
may sound.
I'm try to make it sound as nice as possible. Like, yeah, everything's gonna blow up at some point. Whatever.
But I agree with that.
But I think we were all on the same page that as a society, there are certainly things that have deteriorated substantially.
It's like scary when you hear about the news and what's going on in other countries and stuff like that and the wars, and it's just like it's very creepy that it could be very close to home very soon.
Very close to home.
Yeah.
Do any of you watch the new show on HBO, John Oliver?
I do. I
have
love
you-
that show.
I have never in my life been so fascinated by it. I'm obsessed with him right now. But he talks about things in such a candid and frank way. Obviously, there's humor involved. But what he says, I mean, first of all, he's from England, too. So
Yeah.
to get this perspective of somebody from England talking about what's happening in the United States, it's really fascinating. But you watch that show and you're laughing all the way through it. But at the end, you're like, oh, shit.
I know because
We're screwed.
yeah, because he mentions really bad stuff, but he makes it funny.
Yeah.
At the same time.
But what we're really doing is like, he talks about the things that we put on the news as opposed to what's really happening in the world, and it really makes you think. It's a great show. I'm glad you watch it. You need to watch it. It's awesome.
I know. I do watch the show, and I do understand what the whole concept is, and it is sad that we can watch the news and just see like the silliest things of anything about, and you something real that's like earth shattering, and we should all know about. We don't even hear about it unless you go to the world news. You have to go to like the BBC to actually get the real news. The local news will just tell you about crap that's like around the corner about Jenny's cat that's stuck in the tree, and who really cares? And
about sticks
I
and
know,
foreigners
like-
tour buses that were set on fire
They'll
today.
be like, man, and walks naked in Walmart today.
yeah, and they'll follow him and figure out.
I know.
Then he'll have a
Talk
TV
to the
show
Swiss
afterwards.
cheese dude.
Unfortunately, that's happening a lot, though. Swiss cheese and zombie men. I don't understand why that stuff is happening so much, but it is happening a lot, and that's a little bit scary.
Since you released the record, I have to ask you: have you seen some changes? Because I know how you had that countdown on your website. Has anything changed since the countdown, since the release?
Like, what do you mean? Like, change? Like, how?
So, like, is there anything substantially since? I guess you said people are going to your shows and buying the record, but has anything like is your fans growing a little bit more since you were doing the countdown? Has people been reaching out to you more and trying to get more and more songs? Are they asking you to make out YouTube videos?
No one's asked us about the YouTube videos.
Well, not YouTube, but like a concept video. You're going to be putting a concept video out.
We're gonna try definitely make some videos soon. Unfortunately, I just hate filming myself. I just hate it with a passion.
But
for other people.
you're on stage all the time.
I
You
know,
don't
but
have
it's
to be
different if
in
I'm
the
not
video.
looking at myself on stage. Because see, I'll just pick myself apart. That's exactly the way I am. Like,
I actually agree with you, and I do radio and stuff, and I act, and I hate being on camera. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
with you.
just-
I-
isn't
I-
acting-
well,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like I'll be on camera, but I don't want to ever watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I watch, I was like, oh my god, what was I doing there? Why am I talking like this?
Yeah.
I was like thinking things
no,
like,
I know. I'm the same
why does
way.
my voice sound so weird? Like, I'll just be like, why are things going so strange? And I thought I was so cool at the time. So I'd rather just keep the cool image in my head.
Yeah.
It is a cool image. If you had to describe the sound of your band, what would it be? How would you describe it?
Like, as in genre or as in...
Genre, or if somebody was like, you had 30 seconds, your elevator pitch on what the band is like. What would you say?
It's like rock, metal, pop. That's just those three things together. Just melded, mushed.
Mushed together.
Yeah, because sorry to cut you off there. Our music is very rhythm based. Like if you go to our things, like we are very rhythm based. So I like that. That's where our like poppiness comes in. I really feel like it's because you can dance to some of it.
That's the idea, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
I want to check out another track really quick. Can we? And then
Cut
come
me off in
back.
thought.
I am cutting you off. Just save that good stuff for the air. What is a good like dancey track? Is that
Nonconformist.
Nonconformist? That's the dancey one.
Well,
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go. We're
see
gonna
what I
play. This is number 7 on the album, Nonconformist. We'll be back in just a minute.
So I wanted to ask you, if someone was going to one of your shows, like, what do you want someone to walk away with after they saw you live?
But that was an amazing performance. So I want them to think it's like a show that they haven't really seen too often from rock bands.
Now, do you do the extra mile when you're on performing on stage? Do you do something different that most other bands won't do, or you try to give them an actual full-fledged show, or?
Is that where all the rage comes out?
Yeah, basically. I just put a lot of feeling into it. So you're gonna see a lot of emotion on stage. You're just gonna see that we are all very tight and into what we're doing, and we're having a good time doing it as well. But it's just like you could just feel the energy because it's hard for me to describe. I actually never watched and felt off stage myself playing. Obviously, I can't. But I always hear that it's just like people are always shocked.
It's not that. I'm meaning more like, I mean, you've been to concerts yourself. You've seen some large and national touring bands. You've seen local bands. But have you ever seen something like, that's what I want to be like when I put my performance on? Or I want to be that step up better than what I've seen before. When you're planning your show, or you just go on the stage and it just comes to you?
Right now, we're just going on stage. I mean, we can't really have too many, like, as in props and stuff like that. The only thing I really thought that was kind of cool is when I saw Story of the Year, like, way back when the guitar players were, like, flipping over each other and, like, doing all this, like, crazy shit while they were playing, which I still don't understand how they did it. Because the one guy, like, bend over, and the other guy would, like, roll over top of him and still be playing. I like a lot of movement, a lot of energy. What I also see is from Papa Roach. He adds, if you ever saw Papa Roach live, that the front man is, like, just very good.
I've never seen them live, but I could imagine.
He's very energetic. He goes out on the stage. Like, I would love to do that stuff. Unfortunately, I play guitar and I sing, so I can't really move from my thing.
Did you always play guitar? I mean, did you grow up playing instruments? How did that work?
I started when I was 13. I started playing the drums. My dad bought a drum set. Then I started playing the drums. I tried out for a band. All their songs were like 7 minutes long, and I was just like, you guys want to think maybe, I don't know, cutting down a little bit, and they didn't pick me because I said that. I should have. I was like, 3 minutes is kind of good. 7 minutes is a little long for every song. It's not Stairway to Heaven every song.
It is a little long.
Yeah. Like most of their songs were like 5 to 7 minits long.
Right. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, they gave me their EP at the time to practice it, and it was like every song was that long. I'm just like, dude, come on now. Anyway, I didn't get picked for it, obviously.
Right.
Because I'm not playing in their band. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Then I started playing guitar because I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to make my own band. And my real inspiration was Linkin Park. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to make like their first album that they made. I just always wanted to make an album like that. Like,
that was a mind-breaking record, I have to say.
That Linkin Park, I just learned this. Linkin Park has had more #1 albums this century than any other band. Since like 2000, this century.
Yeah.
Than any other band. I had no idea that Linkin Park was that influential number-wise.
Oh, yeah, they're huge.
That's
they're
crazy
really
to
huge.
me.
I mean, that's why their records are still pushing, and they're not even. I don't really care for the records. I still buy it every single time, like an idiot. I'm like, it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of like it is different, but it's just not what I want.
Right.
Out of it. I mean, this new album, The Hunting Party, they did. I thought it was going to be like the first song they let out, Guilty All the Same. You really thought it was going to kind of be like their old sound, but now it just sounds like they're trying to be like a 3-piece rock band. This doesn't really cut across for me.
What do you think of the whole Chester joining Stone Temple Pilots?
I loved it. I saw them live. That was amazing. I love Chester. I've always been a big fan of him. That's how I started learning how to do like metal screams, was listening to him and practicing as like what he did.
Oh, of course.
Because he just does them so well. And he sings well, too.
It was great. No, I think he's great. I've been a fan. And it's funny, it took me a while to actually listen to the Stone Temple Pilots because I've heard of it. I knew about it. And the other day I was driving around and on the radio and it came on. I'm like, wow, this sounds familiar. Who the hell is this? It was freaking me out. When they finally said who it was, I'm like, now I get it. Now I'm like, all right, now I went. So I purchased the album. I went right to the store.
You guys see him live. It was really good.
So what happened? So you started playing guitar. You wanted to start your own band. Mm-hmm. Where did you find the other members?
Scott Berry. We actually met at my
one of our listeners. I had to post that for you.
Who is that?
It's Scott Berry, my drummer. We met in college. I was doing a talent show, and he was in like another band, and they weren't that good, but like he was still amazing. I still saw that in him anyway. And then we actually won. I won that night with a different guitar player that I had at the time, and he came to us like, "Oh, if you ever need a drummer for anything," and that was like basically the start of our relationship to the
because you needed a drummer.
Yeah.
Eventually.
It was convenient,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you could get a drum machine. I mean,
So when
true.
was it, how long ago did this happen?
Oh, yeah, like 7 years ago.
So you guys have been playing together for quite a while.
Yeah,
then.
me and Scott have, yes.
And then together with you two, how many have you put out? How many albums have you put out?
One full length. This is the first full length album we've ever done. And then we had one EP. That was back in 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
So since then, since that first EP till this particular album, we did get to hear some of the stuff off of the last time you were here, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How has the sound developed?
I'm just saying, like I said before, it got a little heavier. We were slowly, because every show there's so much more energy, and I wanted to bring that energy to the song. So it's like when we played live, as we always wound up sounding heavier than we did, than originally the song was meant for.
Right.
So then we try to bring that into the new songs that we had.
So the other two members now, did they grow up playing music too? I mean, do you know kind of like their history in terms of their musical identity? I'm always curious to find out where people have, gained their musical knowledge.
Yeah, Scott was he
was here last time.
yeah,
with you.
he was he did drumming through school and everything like that, so he started at a pretty young age.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Kahn just kind of started playing the bass. I don't know exactly when he started playing, but I know he's been playing for a while.
So what do you have coming up this summer as a band? Anything on the agenda for show-wise?
Right now, we have the Rusty Nail coming up July 12th.
Nice.
And then we're in the Liberty
Liberty.
In August.
Libertés.
Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
We're in that. We haven't got the exact day when we're playing yet, because I don't think they let that out. I think it's after the 4th, right? They're going to start releasing what day everyone's playing, right?
Schedule's still being worked on.
And then we're hoping for the Dewey Beach to get that. That'll be in September.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to set up little shows here and there.
I saw that you played the Parks Casino.
Yes.
So
That's a long time ago.
I know, but like, how does someone get into a casino? Because usually for an unknown band that's out there, it's not the easiest thing.
They actually are. They've been doing that now. They do showcase Sundays, so now it's more common that regular bands can get in. By the time it was just a competition that I was in.
How was it? Like, how did you enjoy playing there as any other venue that you played at, or was it awkward?
At that time, I was by myself. I was a single artist. So I was just acoustic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, naming that place and some of the places you played, what are some of the places that you think are your favorite places to play? It doesn't have to be Philadelphia; it could be any of the places you played.
I love the North Star Bar just because the sound on stage, it sounds so booming. And I did love the Note. I thought their sound.
Aren't they one and the same?
Yeah, they're basically like.
I mean, I've been in both, and you seem like I feel like I'm in the same.
They are. They were built so similar, and their sound system was very similar to each other. And just like the stage was very high, it was like the same exact thing.
I thought like I was still in the same club.
Yeah, it is kind of funny when you mention that now. It is both. They're both very similar.
I wonder if there are any when they built them, if they were built by the same people. I'm kind of curious.
I don't know.
I mean, isn't there like there's like a lot of venues that kind of follow the same path, if you will.
Westchester and Philadelphia and two random spots. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Sure, Westchester has is like a little interesting mecca. I never get out there, but there's a lot happening out there.
There is a lot happening out there. I've been to a few events out there.
Where are you from originally?
Philly.
From the city.
Born and raised.
Born and raised in like
Wow,
Center
you're
City?
an actual real inbred.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like Center City or
No, not Center City. Like Northeast Philly.
Northeast? All right.
Longcrest, if you know where that is.
Yeah,
I do know where
Longcrest,
Longcrest
That's
is.
where I am. So I still am to this day.
You still live in Longcrest?
Still in Longcrest.
We're still in Philadelphia.
Philly's awesome.
Usually bands say they're from Philly, but they're not.
But they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grew up somewhere else and they came here and they were like 20.
Yeah, they're
to
like on the
follow.
outskirts, and they're like, I live in Philly.
Right, exactly. But you're true school.
Yep.
All right, next song. Which should we play?
Break the Cell.
Which number is that?
That's the last one.
Last one? All right, we will be back.
It's funny that you didn't want us to play Destruction of Man. Considering
Because we played it last time, I think it came through pretty. The songs came through fine. It was just our interviews.
Oh, okay.
We
that
couldn't hear him. He was ready to take over the soundboard too. It was funny. All right, let's
No, I
go.
wasn't ready.
We'll be back in just a moment.
down to my first 2, 3. Down to my first 2, 3.
Oh, nothing gets me more upset about than what we were just talking about during that break. And that is Mugshot Guy, the guy who went viral from a hot mugshot. His mother is still collecting money on his Indiegogo campaign to raise his bail of $1 million. Have we mentioned that he is a 3-time convicted felon? His first offense was beating up a 16-year-old to the point beyond recognition. And women are like leaving their marriages and their relationships to propose to this guy because he had one good photo. And he got a modeling contract. The news came out this week that he got a modeling contract by the same people who gave Tanning Mom a modeling contract. And that was, if you remember Tanning Mom, it's the woman who took her child. Yeah, Brian just put her in the chat room. She like took her daughter, or 8-year-old daughter, to a tanning salon, and she was literally brown, like leather. Like leather.
I don't even say she was brown. I think she was purple.
The meme says they said I could become anything, so I became beef jerky. That gives you some indication of how she actually looked. She was like some Jersey woman. So anyway. Yeah.
So to make it famous, I got to stage dive, get fingered, and get arrested so I get a good mugshot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
All
you
that.
will
If
be
I do all
famous
those,
tomorrow.
You will be famous.
Not only that, have your mother then set up an Indiegogo campaign, and millions of women will flock to donate their hard-earned money just because you're hot. It's really that easy, apparently. I'm completely blown away by what people will do.
They love bad boys, right? That's the whole thing. Yeah.
And again, he's not that attractive. It was like one good picture. If you look at his other mugshots from back in the day, he wasn't that attractive, right?
Oh, check his other mugshots, right?
Yeah, check them out first. He has teardrops tattooed on his face. He's thrown up gang signs in all of his photos. And his mother's like, oh, he's not in a gang. He got out.
I love that, yeah. He's in the chess club. That's their sign.
You're right. He's just a father that got into some trouble on his way to work. Like, totally nonchalant and innocent about it. Anyway, yeah. Just gets me so angry. I can't even take it.
No, read what he's asking you to do.
I mean, I will find a picture of mugshot dude and post it, and you will see that he is, in fact, not that attractive. But that's all you fake a mugshot. Right? And then
with those pictures, all those
guys
guys just change them into a mugshot.
But this is what, you talk about destruction of man. Let's talk about the things that people that become famous today, as opposed to the people who deserve to be famous for their artwork. People are doing things like getting arrested and becoming an internet sensation overnight. And that's really the reality of our society right now. Be careful who you make famous, because it's a little bit scary.
Well, anyone
right?
can have like 15 minutes of fame now. It just seems that way.
Well,
Because
if
a
you
little
go
bit of
back-
viral thing.
If you go back to, think of Octomom, too. Come on, there you go. Another one.
Mom. Oh, the one, yeah.
The 8 puppies. I mean, kids.
Yep. Yeah. 8 puppies. Did you really say that?
Oh, come on. Who has a litter of kids? That's just wrong.
No, it was completely wrong. It was absolutely wrong. All right, let's talk about that song. So we just listened to Break the Cell.
Yes.
Right? Tell us a little bit about what that song is. Break the Cell. I didn't realize the irony of us talking about a mugshot.
There we go. That's
right. That was kind of a perfect
it
segue
went
that
way.
I didn't even catch up on. That's great.
No, you did that on purpose. That was done on
perfect.
purpose. Yes. It's just breaking out of yourself. No, feel it. It's just like a lot of stuff is what like inner emotions that you deal with yourself. That one is just getting out of your head and trying to just beat the emotions that are inside you.
How do you write? Do you write the lyrics first or the music first?
It's usually the music.
The music.
Yeah.
So then when you are coming up with the music, do you have in your mind already kind of a concept for what you want the song to be about?
What usually happens is because I have this feeling. I was talking to my friend actually last night about this because they're asking about how I write music.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, I just kind of write it randomly. I sit on the guitar and I just start strumming things that will sound cool. And I'll sit there for hours and maybe not even get anything. But I really feel like that all songs are like already created and you're just kind of grabbing them out of the air.
Yep.
Like it's already there. Because sometimes I write songs within 5 seconds and they're really good. And sometimes it takes a lot longer. But I just feel like that's like that Feel It song. I wrote all of the musical stuff within a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It just took a little while to write the lyrics. 'Cause I was just trying to get like how I wanted it to sound. Because I have it in my phone, all the lyrics I have for it. It had like, I don't know, a lot of different lyrics. It was like 3 different songs before it was actually its actual song. But yeah, that's how I write all my songs. Is just I get on the acoustic guitar actually, and I just strum things.
And you strum things. Do you have like a notebook full of lyrics that
I
you
do.
keep by you that you just are constantly writing in?
Yeah,
I'm sure you have more than one, though.
No, I have a couple things. Now I'm actually using my iPhone, the little note thing on there, so I do that. Because my handwriting is so horrible. Because if I go back a couple months later, I look at it, I'm like, oh, I can't understand this. I can't understand my handwriting.
I can't. I've totally forgotten.
It's
how
like
to write.
hieroglyphics.
And I'm actually forgetting how to type now because on my phone I do the voice to type
Uh-oh.
now. I don't
Uh-oh.
even type anymore because it's just easier for me to do it that way. And then it's just irony ensues. But whatever. So I posted Hawkeye in the chat room right now so everybody can see him. And also, I posted a link to the GoFundMe campaign that his mother set up. She has so far
You
raised
should not put that up there. Don't even.
$5,350 already.
That's a shame.
Which is $5,349 too much, in my opinion. 273 people have given
Yeah, what
money.
about all those
It's just-
charities that are out there that actually people actually need something?
There was actually a guy in here who I respect who donated money and wrote a whole comment about how he was giving money simply so that this Jeremy could get a legal defense because he knows that he would not win the case and that he would get back in jail
Yeah.
and it would be over and that he felt that that's what he needed to do. It's very interesting to me. So, in terms of writing music, I didn't mean to go back to Jeremy Meeks for a moment, but I had to. We didn't talk a little bit. We didn't talk about Nonconformist in terms of what that song was about. We played that earlier. Can you tell me a little bit about that one?
That's like just everything's always breaking away from everything. I feel like that's most things that people live in their head and they always deal with their own stuff all the time. And it's just like most people don't. Everyone knows everyone has problems and they all like a lot of it's internal. So you're always fighting with yourself constantly. At least that's how I feel. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Could be.
No. You're absolutely. I do.
You're
We all
100%
do
there,
it,
yeah.
I feel like everyone deals with a lot of the same stuff. That's why I write it. So hopefully people can kind of, relate to it. But nonconformist is not conforming to society.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, I feel like we're always forced to work certain lives. Like we have to go to work 9 to 5, go home. It's just like, and then you're tired from working all day and you just want to sleep and you just wake up. Then you're always just waiting for the weekend and then the weekend passes and then a month passes and a year passes before you know you're like 50. And
That's
you're
true.
tired and exhausted.
Yeah.
I sound so
38.
negative. I hate how negative I sound, but I'm just
No.
trying to make things up. I'm trying to put a positive spin. Do not, do that.
It would be negative if you weren't doing something positive to get it out there. But creating music for everybody to like enjoy and listen to is really a positive thing. So
Well, I just feel like people have to open their eyes. They have to go for their dreams because so many people, I feel, just let their dreams go away because it's too hard.
Robert, you have Rob Kraft on here as a feature for the song Going Down. And what does he do?
He's from a band called Minor Error,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a really good lead guitarist. He actually helped us out on a couple of shows when we didn't have a guitar player, and I really like his guitar playing. So, I mean, you could play that next if you want. You can hear him. He's the lead.
We should close out with that song.
Yeah, I could go in. Yeah, makes sense. I will do that. Where did you record this album?
In my basement. With
Did you
my
really?
MacBook, yes.
You did all the work, all the engineering?
Not all the engineering. Actually, the guy who took the photos with me helped me put together and master it.
So
Mix and master.
we had talked a little
Where
bit
did you get
about
it mastered at?
At his house.
The guy did the photos.
Yeah.
The
The guy-
photographer.
Yeah, he does that stuff too.
it's pretty.
He does everything. The guy's amazing.
We talked a lot about your photos during break, but I just, for those folks who want to see more, like the full shots are just amazing. And if you credited, how do you pronounce his last name?
I don't.
I will screw it
Winarski. Yeah, it's J. Francis Winiarski.
I'm
Yeah, I
terrible
think-
with
I think
pronunciation.
Winiarski,
I am
yeah.
too, and he told me it before, and I was like, "Yep."
My last name is Saueraker. Everybody gets it wrong. It's just one of those things. They totally get it.
Saueraker.
Saueraker.
You could maybe post a link to his stuff on.
I will post a link because we were looking at his Facebook page and it's just some really brilliant artwork, and that your cover's awesome. I'm just totally in love with it. And he has there's some before and afters on his Facebook page that I think that people would be really interested in. So I just put the link in our chat room so people can check them out.
And also, cool. If you check on our Facebook, we actually have a video of us doing the photo shoot. I think it's pretty interesting.
That's awesome. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
All right. So you have the next show we get to see you is
July 12th at the Rusty Rudder.
Rusty Nail.
Rusty Nail.
Rusty Rudder. Yes, that's good enough.
No, the Nail. It's an Ardmore.
Thank you so much for coming tonight again.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate having you back. Next
you.
Wednesday, we are actually going to be live at the Grape Room. I'm terribly excited. Pasadena is going to be here from Maryland. Love Buddy from Pittsburgh. The Great Socio. There's like a whole bunch of people playing at the Great Room. We're going to be there broadcasting live.
It's supposed to be a musicians networking event as well. So if you're a musician and you want to go out and network, come see us live or come listen to us live. Either way.
Thanks to everybody in the chat room tonight for joining us this evening. It was great having you, and we will see you next Wednesday at the Grape Room. We're going to leave with that song, Going Down, off of the album From Stealing Fame, which you can get from them in person when they come see you live.
And at the end of the month, we'll have it up on iTunes and everywhere else.
Awesome.
You got it.
Have a great night, everybody.